Good morning students, Sairam. Let's continue with the revision of chapter number 2, whole numbers. Let's first discuss the solutions for the problems which were given as homework in the previous session. The first question is, write the successor of smallest 3-digit number. Children, the smallest 3-digit number is 100. Its successor is 101, and the successor of 101 is 102. So the answer is 102. Now question number 2, write the predecessor of 84. So the predecessor of 84 is 84 minus 1, that is 83, and the predecessor of 83 is 83 minus 1, that is 82. So 82 is the answer. Question number 3, write next two whole numbers after 10,001. So what are the next two numbers after 10,001? They are 10,002 and 10,003. Question number 4. Which of the following whole numbers is to the right of the other number on the number line? Children, we have two numbers here, 1,124 and 1,214. 1,214 is greater number. So it is to the right of 1,124 on the number line. Question number 5. Every whole number has its predecessor. True or false? This statement is false because the smallest whole number is 0 and it does not have a predecessor. Now children, let's proceed with the revision of chapter 2, whole numbers. Let's revise the properties of whole numbers and discuss some of the problems related with the properties of whole numbers. Children, we have learned about 5 properties of whole numbers. What are they? They are closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property, and additive and multiplicative identities of whole numbers. So let's first see the closure property. Children, we have learnt that whole numbers are closed under addition and under multiplication. So what does that mean? It means that when we add or multiply two whole numbers, we get the result as a whole number. The sum or product of any two whole numbers is always a whole number. For example, if we add two whole numbers 8 and 7, we get a whole number 15 as the result. Similarly, if we multiply two whole numbers 9 and 6, we get the result 54 as a whole number. So whenever we multiply or add whole numbers, we get the result as a whole number. So whole numbers are closed under addition and also under multiplication. Now next property is commutative properties. Property. We say that whole numbers are commutative under addition and multiplication. They are not commutative under subtraction and division. Now what does commutative property say? It says that when we add or multiply two whole numbers, we can add them or multiply them in any order. It does not affect the result. For example, if we want to add 13 and 24, and if we change the order of the number while adding them, still the result remains 37. That means 13 plus 24 is equal to 37. Similarly, 24 plus 13 is also 37. Similarly, while multiplying two whole numbers, if we change the order of multiplication of the whole numbers, like 25 into 8 will be 200, and similarly 8 into 25 will also give 200. So even if we change the order while adding them or while multiplying them, still the result remains the same. So addition and multiplication are commutative for whole numbers. This property does not apply for the subtraction and division of whole numbers. The next property is associative property. What does it say? That the sum or product of three whole numbers remains the same irrespective of the order in which they are grouped. That means while adding or multiplying three whole numbers, even if we change the order in which we group the numbers, still the answer result remains the same. it is not affected, the result is not affected. For example, if we add 6 and 4 and 3 in different orders, that means if we first group 6 and 4, we get 10 plus 3, that means 13. And in the next one, if we group together 4 and 3 and we add 6 plus 7, still the result remains the same, that means 13. So even if we change the order in which we have grouped the numbers while adding them, still the result remains the same. And this applies for the multiplication of whole numbers also. So if we want to multiply 3 whole numbers and if we change the order in which we group them, still the result remains the same. For example, if we want to multiply 2, 3 and 4. In first example, we have grouped together 2 and 3. So we get 6. 6 multiplied by 4 is 24. And in the next example, we have grouped together 3 and 4 together. So it gives 2 into 12. 2 into 12 is again 24. So this shows that even if we change the grouping, the order of grouping of the numbers, still the result remains the same. That means 2 into 3 into 4 is equal to 2 into 3 into 4. So even if we have changed the grouping, the result remains the same. So this associative property applies to the addition and multiplication of whole numbers. Next property is distributive property of multiplication over addition. Children, this property says that the product obtained by multiplying sum of two numbers by a third number is the sum of product obtained by both the whole numbers separately by the third. That means even if we multiply one number with the sum of two numbers, or if we multiply them separately and add them, still the result remains the same. This is the distributive property of multiplication over addition. Now let's discuss the next one, that is additive identity or identity property of addition of whole numbers. Children, when we add 0 to any whole number, we get the whole number as the result. So 0 is known as the additive identity of whole numbers. 7 plus 0 will be 7, or 0 plus 7 will also be 7. And in fact, any number, when we add 0 to it, we get the same number. So 0 is known as additive identity of whole numbers. So what is multiplication property of 0? Any number when multiplied by 0, it becomes 0. Any number when we multiply, for example, we have multiplied 45 here with 0, we get the result as 0. And what is multiplicative identity? The product of 1 and any whole number is always it always gives the whole number as the result. If we multiply any whole number with 1, we get the result as the same number. So 1 is called the multiplicative identity of whole numbers. So 0 is the additive identity of whole numbers, whereas 1 is multiplicative identity of whole numbers. And children, what is the result if we divide any whole number by 0? Children, division of whole number by 0 is not defined. So we say that division by 0 of a whole number is undefined. 4 divided by 0 is undefined. Now let's revise some of the problems as a practice for the upcoming periodic test 1. First one is 218 plus 325 plus 382 plus 275. So children, we group them together in such a way that we get zeros in ones and hundreds, ones and tens place. So we have grouped them like this: 218 plus 382 and 325 plus 275. So we get 600 plus 600. So the result, easily we can get the result, that is 1200. Next problem, 42 multiplied by 4 multiplied by 25. So we group together 4 and 25 because 25 4 times gives 100, and the finding the answer becomes very easy. So 42 into 100 gives us 4200. Third problem, 5 into 115 into 20. So here, while multiplying, what we do, we associate together, we group together 5 and 20. 5 into 20 gives us 100. It is 100. So 5 into 20 gives us 100. So 115 multiplied by 100 gives us 11,500 as the result. Now let's look at the next problem. 15 into 8 plus 15 into 2. Children, we use here the distributive property of multiplication over addition. So we take 15 as common and we can write it as 15 into 8 plus 2. So 15 into 10 it becomes, and we get 150 as the result. 290, third one is 290 multiplied by 105. So 105 we can write as 100 plus 5, and here we use distributive property of multiplication over addition, and we write it as 290 multiplied by 100 plus 290 multiplied by 5. So it becomes 29,000 plus 1,450, and the result we get as 30,450. So this is the way to easily and quickly find solutions to such problems. Let's look at this MCQ problem. Which of the following operations on whole numbers satisfy the closure property? So which of the operations satisfy the closure property? Addition and multiplication. A is addition multiplication, B subtraction and addition, C multiplication and division, D addition and division. We know that closure property applies only to addition and multiplication of whole numbers. So first option is the right one, correct one. Second question, fill in the blank. 4 into 5 plus 3. So we apply distributive property here. So what can we write in the blank? 4 into dash plus 4 into 3. That means here we can write 4 into 5. So 5 is the answer. Next problem, fill in the blank. 21 into 75 is equal to dash into 21. That means we apply commutative property here. What will come here? 75 will come here. So 21 into 75 is equal to 75 into 21. Question number 4. Which of the following is equivalent to 5 into 3 plus 8? Children, we should remember the distributive property here. So this one, C is the correct answer. 5 into 3 plus 8 is equal to 5 into 3 plus 5 into 8. So answer C, option C is the correct answer. Next one, which of the following numbers is called the additive identity of whole numbers? Children, we know that 0 is the additive identity of whole numbers. So the answer is first option, that is A. Question number 6. Which of the following numbers is called the multiplicative identity for whole numbers? Children, we know that multiplicative identity for whole numbers is 1. So option B is the correct answer. Next, we have this word problem here. The school canteen charges rupees 20 for lunch and rupees 4 for milk each day. How much money do you spend in 5 days on these things? So we have 20 for lunch, rupees 20 for lunch, and 4 for milk for each day. So 20 plus 4 becomes 24, isn't it? And for 5 days it is 5 into 24. That means it becomes 120. 120. So 120 is the correct result. Next problem, find the sum by suitable rearrangement. So here we have to rearrange the number so that we get 0 in ones place or in tens place, and so that we can add them easily. So we have 837 plus 208 plus 363. So we have grouped together 837 and 363, and we have taken 208. So 837 plus 363 becomes 1200. 1200 plus 208, it becomes 1408. Next, second one, we have 1962 plus 453 plus 1538 plus 647. So which two numbers we group together? We will group together 1962 and 1538, and we will group together 453 and 647, so that we get zeros in ones and tens place. So we get 3500 and 1100. When we add them, we get 4600 as the result. So the answer is option A, 4600. Next problem. This is question number 7 of exercise 2.2. Which property will you use to solve? 425 into 136 is equal to 425 into 6 plus 30 plus 100. To solve this problem, which property we use, children? We use the property distributivity of multiplication over addition. So this is the correct option. Next problem, 2 into 49 into 50 is equal to 2 into 50 into 49. So which property is used here? It is commutative property under multiplication. So first option is the correct answer. Next, third one, 80 plus 205 plus 20 is equal to 80 plus 20 plus 205. So which property is used here? The property is commutativity under addition. Second option is the correct answer here. This option is the correct answer. Moving on to the next one. If the product of two whole numbers is 0, then one or both of them will be 0. Yes, this is a true statement, because when we have the product of two whole numbers 0 means one of the numbers or both the numbers can be 0. So this is a true statement. Second one, if the product of two whole numbers is 1, then both of the numbers will be 1. Yes, it is true. So children, we come to the home assignment. Here are the questions of your home assignment. Write the successor of these numbers. These given numbers, you have to write the successors of these two numbers, and write the predecessor of these two numbers. Then third, find using distributive property. You have to find the result. Then fourth one, find 25 into 8358 into 4. By rearranging them, you can find the answer quickly and easily. Question number 5, find the sum of first 5 whole numbers. So this is your home assignment. With this, I end this session. Thank you.